Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. Remember, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I'm going to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you've got the Fool card, right? New things, new places, new people, new energy. What I love about this for you is not only is this a reboot, all right, this is an energy that you are somewhat familiar with because it is fresh start energy. So that energy that you can feel in the air of your own ruling planet, right, who's now obviously still in Capricorn but doing good work there, conjunct with a very nice sort of Venus. So you guys are there doing that cosmic dance at this moment in time. But I like this for you because it does feel like a reboot. All right, this is a week where you can restart something, restructure something, reshuffle something, and the energy is working with you instead of you feeling like you're fighting against the tide in some way, shape or form. All right, so this is actually a very good sort of, it's a great card for you to have. I mean, I always like the Fool card because it suggests we are changing, like destiny or the winds of fate are changing in some way, shape or form. Now, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Mother of Cups. So this is the Queen of Cups, and this is in your actions and options, right? So for a lot of you, this could be a week where your mother or your mother figure ends up being quite important or playing quite an important role in your life. This could also be a time where you're making more time, A, to nurture yourself, or B, to nurture either a project. For some of you, this could literally be a week where you find out you're pregnant, very possible. Even for the guys amongst you, like if you've got a girlfriend or a wife, or like this could be that week where you especially with Mars conjunct Venus at this moment in time in the sky, so that could be quite interesting. But it really does feel for me like this is a week where you are nurturing some new idea. For some of you, this is nurturing some new aspect of self, right? So this is where a lot of you are gearing up to change something about the way that people view you, the way that people see you, maybe even the way that you see yourself. Like there's something this week that allows for that kind of change, but you're having to do it very gently and very delicately. For your communications and conversations, you have the Two of Swords. So this is a very psychic card, and you've got this underneath the Fool card. This is a week where, likely through conversations, through all kinds of communication, you're going to have flashes of insight and inspiration. There are likely to be some really great ideas that come to you. And you might have moments where it's like, I don't know, this is a really stupid example, but let's say you're having a conversation about mouthwash, right? And you end up having this really great idea about some other aspect of your life. Pay attention to those really sort of quick, glaring insights that show up for you this week, because the chances are they're going to come in really quickly, and it will be like a flash of inspiration. It will be like like that's the best way that I can describe it, like a flash of inspiration, a spark of energy that just comes in and really kind of has you go, wow, this is a great idea, right? So get moving on it. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this week you could have a great idea for the job, for the work, to make things easier for everybody. The only thing that I'll say to you is, with that Queen of Cups there, be nice enough to yourself to claim the credit for it, right? This isn't one of those, sometimes we have those times where it's like we've got to take one for the team. This is not one of those weeks, all right? So this is the week to own your idea. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is a very similar energy. But this is an idea about a way that you can push your business forward in some way. Maybe to increase sales, maybe to make things easier for you so that you don't feel like you're working so hard. it's a flash of insight or a spark of inspiration of some sort that makes all the difference this week. When these moments happen, you know, sun, moon, or ascendant, working for someone else, working for yourself, you know, retired, take time, all right? Once you have that idea, take time to really nurture it in your mind, to really build the idea out, to flesh it out, and ask yourself, okay, now that I've had this wonderful idea, what is the practicality around this? How do I bring it down to ground? For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this would be a great week to work on your psychic skills, your intuitive faculties. This would also be a week where you are probably called upon in some sort of, I want to say some sort of parental kind of capacity. Now, even if you don't have kids, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be called on in a parental capacity, right? I know this because I have certain friends who will know. I'm like, through messages, I will put literally in, and I have three friends specifically that I do this to. I will put in star brackets, yanks on sleeve, like, so you know when you're little, you used to yank on someone's sleeve to get their attention. And you know, they humor me, so it's good. But like I said, if you're retired this week, you could be called upon in that fashion, and maybe to help somebody else or to assist somebody else in their parenting. It might be that somebody's actually, that makes a lot of sense with this combo. Someone might have reached the tether with their own kids and just be like, I don't know what to say. Whatever I say is wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you might be called in to mediate in that sort of regard. For your love and relations, you've got the Father of Wands. So this is the King of Wands, right? So you are steering the ship when it comes to your relationship. Now, I know a lot of people are probably thinking, well, that's always the case, Ravi. Yes, you know, it's not uncommon. But there's something about this, like, that for me really does speak to that sort of Martian / Venusian energy, right? And I find that really interesting. Yes, the Mother of Cups is water. It's not, you know, Venus is earth and air, but even still. But here, for those of you that are single, this is the week to be bold, right? You're already tempered here because you're thinking more from or through your feelings, which is a good thing. But there's a sense here that you're like, if you see someone that you like, or there's somebody that you've liked for a while, I kind of feel like this is the week where you're just like really direct, right? And just saying, look, you know what? I'm not going to do the whole wooing thing. I don't want to chase. I just want you to know I really like you. If you're interested, let's do it. All right. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, very possible for pregnancy, very possible for children, but just as easily, because it is the King of Wands, there's a sense here that you are, like I said, you're steering the ship this week. And I kind of feel like that's actually a good thing. Yours is the steady hand on the tiller. For your money and materials, you've got the High Priestess. So this is a very rare combination. All right. The Two of Swords coupled with the High Priestess represents very psychic people or very psychic situations. This is the tarotic mark of true psychic power. You couple that with the Fool card here, and we've already got two of the supernal triangle at this point, which means I'm kind of really paying attention to this now. That Fool card suggests a change or a sudden flash of insight that comes through the psychic awareness or abilities. This could be some insight that comes to you this week about making more money. It could be money that finds you very spontaneously. With a week like this, I would definitely say play the lottery. If you get a psychic hit, hunch, or impression about something that you know is going to bring you more money or increase your finances, you've got to go for it. Now, it does look like for a select few of you as well, you might be making a transaction behind the scenes, because the High Priestess tends to have a very hidden element to her. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the High Priestess for me, because of all that she rules, this is the waters of your body, right? So this is your blood, it's the waters in your, or the liquids, let's say, in your stomach. This is also the liquids in your lungs, and it can also be the liquids of your endocrine system, right? So this is a really good week. I would say, if you can, this would be a good week to do a detox of some sort. When it comes to your home and environment, it looks like you're dealing with something in-house this week, all right? I don't want to go as far as to say it's an argument, but I do feel like there's some sort of tense or possibly intense situation that you're dealing with behind closed doors, and it's like you're not letting it kind of get to you, which, is a good thing, but it's kind of like you're doing what I call of closing ranks, right? So I'll deal with it in-house rather than ask for help. So your full moon message, so you've got the full moon in the sign of Leo, which is on the 16th of the month. Now, whenever I talk astrology, I'm always talking about the whole sign tropical system. So you have to check this from your ascendant, but then to a lesser degree, the sun and the moon will also be relevant. Now, the fact that you've got a full moon in the 5th is all about children. It's all about creativity, the things that you're designing, the things that you're creating, the things that you want to mesmerize people with. And you've got the Gate 45 and Regal. It's a very interesting card to have for this. Why? Because the sign of Leo represents royalty to start with, and also peacocks also represent royalty. And the energy behind this card is, the message tends to be, if you show up as best you possibly can, like an old-time ruler, right? Nowadays, the kings and queens of the present day, they're just figureheads that sit there as fat cats, quite frankly. Whereas in the old days, they would be at the head of the battle, right? To give the troops and the people there, like they would get down in the trenches with you, to give you your courage, to lead by example. That's what this full moon is really asking you to do, whether this is in your creative circles, whether this is with your ideas, like download and go and just get going with it, or whether it is with your children, right? And your children doesn't always have to be actual children. They can be children that you interact with on a familial level, but they could just as easily be your personal projects. So this could be a very, very interesting week for you guys. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it goes. Take care, and I'll see you soon.